Haha!
And then we're going to fill for, a minute or so to make sure that it is recording all of us, everything properly, and then we'll figure out something for a thumbnail, and then we'll go.
Coulson.
Sure.
Do what?
Phil
These all
Coulson?
sound like things.
But Coulson.
Yeah, Phil Coulson. We're gonna Phil Coulson.
Oh. No, Phil
That
Connors.
doesn't bode well for us.
Oh.
Needle nose Ned the head. Bing! No?
Oh my.
No? Nobody? Okay.
No, I liked
Brian
it.
interrupting us.
I could use more laughs.
Oh, hey, we all sound great.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks. Yeah. I didn't even ask yet because I'd forgotten, but thank you because I needed to. Also, if you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. Just saying.
Thought he did.
No, not Brian, just in general.
Oh, okay.
I tried to make a Cluze joke earlier, Cluze, and you weren't here.
It's true.
Oh, okay. Was it a joke about me or a joke I would make?
It was a joke you would make, yeah.
Or both?
I mean, you would probably make jokes about yourself.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. Hey, we're gonna screw up the video real quick because I'm gonna go find this link that 14 just dropped in the Discord server and add it to the show notes.
Ah, it's different. You can see all of the things that we do when we socialize.
Different is bad. Okay, there we go.
Meow, 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 meow.
So now I copy this.
Too many feelings. I gotta go find that now.
It's not far away. It's never truly far away.
Okay, there we go. I added a thing to the show notes. Since we haven't actually started yet. Okay, so,
Thus, Cluze is in a good mood again.
You're different. And that's bad. All right, well, Cluze is gone for the next 5 to 7 minutes.
This actually is a known treatment for when Cluze is having a bad day.
It is, yeah.
It has been proven time and again.
Oh, God. I always
Should we probably share that with people?
To have forgotten how wonderful it is, and then...
I'm going to post a link to it in the chat.
Yeah.
Please.
It just seems more fair.
This is one of the things that always makes Cluze laugh all the time.
Every single time.
Yeah, that's good.
It's almost medicinal for him. Kind of amazing.
This is what we're laughing at. In case anyone didn't click the link, it's or if you're watching this later on YouTube, I guess. Yeah.
Also, drink yourself happy.
Okay. Right. Oh, God. All right.
You should probably take that off the screen.
It just keeps on giving. I gotta go close this before I just laugh for the entire show.
Yep.
I don't know. It worked for us last week.
Okay, let's just...
Between that and like glitching out weather reports, that's how you get Cluze happy.
Yeah.
Yes, that one works too. Oh, consummate professionalism.
Because did you know Wickenburg is a total loss?
Total loss. Oh, boy.
All right. Okay, thumbnail. Everybody do something.
Oh, man. I gotta do something. I usually have props. You know what? This is a random prop. This will work. Now I have a random prop.
Hold on. I gotta get the video up to see how bad this is gonna look. Stand by. Here we go.
All right. That's probably a good thumbnail.
Hurrah. I will note that, yes, I keep my Bulbasaur sunglasses on my Bulbasaur so that he can Bulba while he Bulbas and soar while he soars.
Yo, dog. I heard you like Bulbasaur.
It's true.
Oh, did I tell you I finally saw Detective Pikachu?
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was fun.
That's
It wasn't
fair.
like amazing.
That's the appropriate response.
It was
It's a
entertaining.
not bad video game movie. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it during the odds and ends.
Yeah.
They will.
We sure will. Or we'll forget.
In
That could
the
be years
Discord
from now.
server, just a short little while ago, someone said that they were going to watch the first Silent Hill movie. And we were like, cool. Don't watch the second one. Did you guys see either of those?
No.
The first one was... Okay, if you played the games, apparently the first one was a nightmare because it doesn't follow the games very well. But I didn't, so I enjoyed the
I
first
kind
one.
of got that out of my system with Resident Evil.
Yeah. But like, the second one was just bad. I don't even remember anything about it. That's how bad it was. I just remember it was over and I went, oh.
There were like 6 Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, but those were a different kind of bad, though.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we were talking about the Resident Evil
No, we're
movies.
talking
What
about
did
the Silent Hill movies.
Oh, the Silent Hill movie. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't see that either.
Yeah. The first one was pretty good. You know, nice, generic, big budget horror movie. And then the second one was not. Anyway. Okay, here we go. Let's begin.
Yeah. We have killed enough time.
Ow, jam. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Let's Go fun-filled episode of Monday Night Magic. This is Monday Night Magic number 671. Yes.
You gotta wait long enough to not expect it.
Which is not a small number.
No.
Yeah. I'm Chewy, as you can see if you're watching the video version of this. It says it right under my name. Right over there is Squee. And
Hello, I am over here.
way over there is Cluze.
Okay, first of all, I'm out on a secret mission. I travel the galaxy and far beyond. But secondly, does it say that you're Chewy right under your name?
Did I say under my
'Cause
name?
that's what you said.
Oh.
And
Yeah, if you scroll down far enough,
hold
it'll
on,
say
I'm going to
Chewie.
bring up the video and let's see now. There's Chewy, and
Yeah.
underneath it says Chewy, and underneath that it says Chewy, Chewy, Chewy.
It's like a
Chewie.
song.
I don't know what it... Maybe I thought that I was wearing my Chewbacca t-shirt, which I always refer to as my name tag.
I see.
So this would be my name. But I'm wearing Swift, which I am clearly not.
I think I'm just going to think of you as Uncle Choo Choo.
I did have one of my cousin's kids call me that when she was little.
Oh, yes, I know. This is a callback.
Oh, okay. And then she
Aha, brick
realized
joke.
that uncle was the wrong word and choo-choo was more trained. So now I'm just Chew.
Now you're Uncle Train.
I was going to say, I would actually make you Uncle Train in that case, yes.
Haha, you're part of Cap's channel now.
Anyway, right. Let's dive into it. So,
Yeah.
All aboard the magic train.
today was going to be a slow day. We were going to have the Mythic Championship and Field of the Dead was going to get banned. We all knew it.
Yep.
And we were hoping, or at least I was, just so I'd quit seeing people complain about it, we were hoping Arkham's Astrolabe would get banned, and that would be the end of the episode.
You know, I never played Arkham's Astrolabe. Was that after Asylum or...
It wasn't by
It wasn't Rocksteady, yeah.
Rocksteady,
Oh, okay,
so we
yeah.
don't care.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't count.
What was the one that Rocksteady didn't do? Origin?
Origin.
Yeah. Batman game jokes. Yes. Anyway. So, let's get into it. We're going to start with the Mythic Championship, and then we're going to do the show we were going to do, and then
And
we're
we're
going
going
to
to
do...
staple another show on the end.
Yeah, a whole other
See
show.
if you can tell where things went different.
All right, so...
When they go off the rails. Train joke.
Mythic Championship 5.
No, that's a truck. Or maybe a boat? That's definitely a boat.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, what about Auga? Auga.
I
That's
think
a bad car.
It's like a Chuck Jones cartoon.
Okay, wait, hang on. I gotta know. What about be-doo, be-doo, be... No, wait, that's the...
Okay, that's the French police.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Anyway, so Mythic
Wait, is
Championship
that
5.
police in France or people who police the French language? Oh, it's both. It's both. They really take their language seriously.
Okay, so Mythic Championship 5 happened today. It was one of the arena championships. So it had a whopping 68 people. And deck lists were due. We talked about the meta for this tournament that happened.
We did.
That ended yesterday. Last week, because deck lists were due like 2 weeks early.
Yeah.
Which means...
That's weird.
One, even before the ban and restricted list update, like the format isn't that anymore.
Yeah.
But because they needed deck lists so early, people got locked into stuff they had to play. So, like, if this was just bring your stuff that day without having to submit deck list 2 days ago, it would have been different. Yeah.
Why did they need the deck list so early?
Like,
There's
I
only
understand
68 of them to put in.
I understand needing them early for, like, graphics and research and all of that, but, like...
You don't have to make them
that
public.
early for that few people? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. But anyway, so, yeah, as you can see here, Javier Dominguez won. Remember him? He won the World Championship last year. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, but what has he done this week?
He won a Mythic Championship.
Yeah, but what has he done today?
Probably thought long and hard about a new format.
Oh, well, I mean, you know, as long as he's not taking a break.
Can we talk about this bracket?
Sure.
Because when I joined the call,
if you grab the bracket, you can move it.
somebody
Wow.
smarter than me was explaining the bracket, and I missed the explanation, and I'm still confused.
Okay, so the top 8 was double eliminate. Now, it's not that Cluze is dumb. It's that Cluze didn't watch any of the coverage, and
That's
this doesn't really tell you much. So
This is not a great graphic.
the
for
top
that.
8 was double elimination. So anyone who lost here dropped down to the lower bracket and got a chance to lose again.
Okay, and if they didn't lose again,
Then they kept going in the lower bracket,
and then what happened?
and then you made it to the finals. So yeah, if you don't lose, you just move forward. Like you can see, Stan Sifka here beat William Jensen in the lower top 8, and then move forward. But then he lost to Andrea Mengucci. So since he lost to Andrea Mengucci, he's out, like out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So round 1 was the 4 matches in the upper,
Yeah.
and then everybody who lost went to the lower.
Yeah.
Everybody who didn't lose went on,
Yeah. So this.
and then the lower started doing its thing.
Yeah. So actually, if you move this kind of like that, just pull it as far to the right as you can. It looks more like that.
Okay.
It doesn't stay there though. Why can you move these? But
And then the people who
Bad
lost
website.
in round 2 in the upper came down to round 2 in the lower.
yeah, so you see Gab Nassif lost to Javier Dominguez right here, and he
Yeah.
shows up right here on the bottom.
And so at that point, everybody in the lower, in the second round of lower, everybody already had 1 loss.
Correct.
And so everybody who lost that, they were done.
Correct. Yeah.
But
So Stan
the two who
Sifka
won-
and Li Chen were both out after this round.
The 2 who won moved on to round 3 of the lower.
Yeah.
And then the person who won round 3 of the lower went to the upper.
No, they went to round 4 of the lower. So you see,
Okay, but
Andrea
who would-
Mengucci won round 3 of the lower. So
Yeah.
jump forward 1, and he played against Jean-Emmanuel Duprat. Now Duprat lost to Javier Dominguez way up here in the 3rd round of the top. See, for those of you that watch a lot of esports, this is all like, oh yeah, duh. Cluze doesn't.
No, I don't. Like, not at all.
So this is all completely
This
weird
is
to someone
this is
who's
brand
used
new.
to Magic
I'm
coverage.
learning along with you guys.
Yeah. So yeah, since Mengucci won, he made it over here, but Dominguez beat Duprat in the first of the 3rd round of the top, the upper bracket. So Duprat jumped down here, but then he won, so he jumped back up, because whoever won from this final round in the lower bracket jumped up to the next to last in the upper bracket. And then Duprat beat Dominguez, but because it's double elimination, that was Dominguez's first loss, so they played again.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, if
Now-
they
now
draw
it
a
makes
dotted
sense.
line back up and down instead of directly connecting rounds 3 and 4 on the top, I think it would be easier to follow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the line right here that connects these three, and this is just down here. It doesn't have another line, so it's a little weird. Again, it's the graphic though. Like, it all makes perfect sense.
Yeah, if this kind of double elimination upper lower bracket thing is common in other esports tournaments, does anyone actually do a graphic that doesn't suck for this? Can someone point me to that?
Probably.
This was really a message for the chat.
Like, I remember back when the HGC, the Heroes of the Storm Global Championships, were a thing. Can we get some Fs in the chat for that? Their graphics were always really clear. And also, anyone, like, there was only ever one finals for that. Because usually, whoever made it all the way to the finals without losing was rewarded by getting essentially a bye, so that they didn't have to play two, if that makes any sense. It's a little weird. But anyway, so yeah, there you go. It turns out the top 8 were because wait, is there a? Oh, these are in order, aren't they? If we go to the top 8 deck list, I bet they are. Okay, so let's see. So Javier Dominguez won, not playing Golos and not playing Oko. He's playing Gruul Aggro. Get there. Look at what is this? Okay, hang on. Let me zoom in again. One more. There we go. Okay. It's using a different auto card thing than the normal website. So what do we have here? Pelt Collector, Zertog Goblin, Gruul Spellbreaker, Bone Crusher Giant, Skargan Hellkite. Something about a 4/4 dragon.
Dragon.
Dagron?
Dagron.
Dagron.
With haste. You gotta love a 4/4 dragon with haste. I mean, he's got
I mean, I respect most of them.
But let's be real, he's got haste. Of course, Questing Beast, Crawl Harpooner, Paradise Druid. And he's running Ember Cleave. That's what I was looking for. Yes, Ember Cleave. Won a Mythic Championship. Yes. And Once Upon a Time in Collision Colossus to round out the rest of the deck. But this was the deck that managed to take it all down. And as you'll see, he didn't lose up until the very end. And then he won again anyway. So
seems decent.
Yeah, seems good. He beat Jean-Emmanuel Duprat, who was playing Bant Golos.
He also beat damn near everyone else.
Good old Golos. Let's see. I guess 3rd and 4th, maybe? I don't know. Andrea Mengucci, who's running the Bant Food deck, the other boogeyman. Golos was one boogeyman. Oko was the other. So he's running Bant Food. Gab Nassif was running Simic Food because I guess he likes pieces of sharks and crabs and stuff sticking out of his food.
It's like a sampler platter.
Stan Sifka, you remember him? He used to play Magic. Then he played Hearthstone, and then he played Artifact. Now he's playing Magic again. I bet he makes the jump to Legends of Runeterra in 5, 4, 3. Okay.
Whatever ad you just got on YouTube, he's playing that now.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. It might be VPN. We have no idea, but it's what he's playing.
He's playing on...
What is playing that? State Farm? I'm so confused.
Yeah, there we go. It's some mobile game. I don't know. I don't keep track of the names of all these mobile games that pop up in YouTube ads because I'm just waiting on skip ad to pop up.
That's important.
That's anyway, my favorite ad. Skip ad. I love it.
He was playing Bant Ramp. Li Shi Chen was running the Mono Red Cavalcade deck that Cluze was hoping would take it all down. It made the top 8, and I was like, what?
It did make the top 8.
Sadly, he didn't quite make it, but hey.
Was he 2 and out? Yeah, let me go back to the bracket.
No. He won against Ken Yukihiro in the lower bracket, and then lost to Gab Nassif.
Okay.
There it is. Hey, St. Saigal with the sub. Thank you for those 7 months. He says it should have won. Yeah, well.
Anything, a deck with 3 Tybalts made it to the top 8. I love it.
That is pretty freaking funny. I'm not going into like detail on this because we talked about this a little more last week, and again, this format.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as much anymore.
What's
William
the collective
Jensen.
noun for Tybalt's?
Do what?
What's the collective noun for Tybalt's? Is it like a hell of Tybalt's?
An embarrassment of Tybalt's?
Like a swagger of Tybalt's?
That's
Oh,
the one.
I like a swagger.
Yeah,
it's a
that's
swagger
it.
of Tybalt's.
Okay.
I'll add that to the list.
Oh my god.
Carry on.
By the way, if you want to listen to the audio version of Monday Night Magic, you can go to mtgcast.com and find us there. It was asked in the chat, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I glanced over at the chat because I saw you pasting it there, and Stark has suggested that a group of Tybalts should be called a 15th pick of Tybalts.
No, we're talking new Tybalt.
Yeah,
like the good
I
one.
know, but my God, that is so funny. Thank you so
Look,
much.
I
Stark.
tabled a number of original Tybalts.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, William Jensen was playing Simic Food, and Ken Yukihiro was playing the Mardu Knights deck. Also with Embercleave. Look at all these Embercleaves in the top 8. What?
It's pretty good.
It sounds like
Yeah.
Marvel Knights every time I hear it.
What? Oh. Yeah, Moon Knight and Ghost Rider will be showing up soon.
Will return in Mardu Knights.
So that's the top 8, but Golo. Now notice I didn't say Golos a whole lot because there's only one that made the top 8 out of the 40-some% of the field. Only Depra made the top 8, and he took it down to the finals. So, but
So listen, while we're here discussing the Mythic Championship, since talking about this format makes no sense for a variety of reasons, the metagame, I should say. Talking about this metagame makes no sense. I actually want to talk about the format, which is we've now had several of these. We've now had multiple MTG Arena Mythic Championships occur. How do we feel about them? Like as a community, is it a thing that's been accepted pretty well? Do people like this as a form of coverage? Do they enjoy it? Is it fun?
People seem to enjoy the actual coverage of the tournament because, you know, it's much more flashy and punchy, and it's got names like Day 9 and Kibler and whatnot.
And you know, I haven't actually had a chance to sit down and watch one of these. I tend to be out of town on the weekends when these things occur. And does it not have the, how can I describe this? The lag problem that we have in in-person tournaments where you've got gobs of downtime and you watch the same like ad 15 times and then a match from 2 hours ago?
Apparently there were some like pre-recorded interstitial bits that they were playing during what would have been downtime.
Yeah.
But there's not that. Well, they're shuffling and sideboarding, so we've got 10 minutes to burn. Let's jump over here and look at this game for a hot second until they're done. And just as soon as you get invested in that game, nope, we got to go back to this game. All right, they're playing again. Like, they don't have that because it's all arena. So
yeah, I wonder if it still cuts to someone who's like, it's really important to hydrate when you're playing Magic Arena. As you can see, he places his lands on the left just to drive his opponent insane. And over here we have someone who may not be in the bathroom. We're not sure where they went. Oh wait, no, we're playing Arena. They're definitely in the bathroom.
But yeah, and that's why they could do this this double elimination top 8 because that's what you do in esports apparently, but also because this with its like extra rounds because it's on Arena probably didn't take that much longer than a top 8 of a normal like GP.
Right.
Yeah. I imagine not having to do like deck list checking and all of the stuff that you have to do to make sure that the event maintains its integrity probably helps too.
Yeah.
And at no point did anyone raise a hand for a judge and say that they lost a card in their last round. And
there's
that's
also
nice.
that, yeah. So yeah, as far as coverage goes, I think that Arena is probably better, just due to its nature, because there's less. Well, he called a judge. Let's cut back to our commentators, and while they awkwardly fill time for 15 minutes while we get this sorted out.
Yeah.
All right, I was just curious. I'm sorry, I derailed us. Let's get back aboard.
That's a good question.
That's relevant. We've only done a few of these.
We've had what, 2 of these now?
I think 2 so. Plus the Invitational, I think, is what.
Right. Because, Mythic Championship 1 and 2 were normal paper championships. And then from then on, it's been 3 was Arena, 4 was paper, and 5 is Arena. Yeah. But yeah, I did see complaints. Yeah, Chad is right. I did see complaints that people were complaining that players in it were complaining that there were too few rounds in day 1, so like tiebreakers became super important. But I think that's
frustrating.
I think that's more the nature of the coverage beast, probably. Because they've got, the show's going to last this long, so let's go. But I don't know. I think the main problem is that it's different than we're used to, and different is always bad, according to Magic players. So, yeah. But they'll get used to it. And besides, most of the people that were complaining about this sort of thing on social media will never play in one of these. Just saying.
Right, that's fair.
Yeah. So
at least we don't have the chat going back and forth claiming someone cheated, since they can't. So that's kind of nice.
Did anybody lose from a misclick?
I mean, possibly.
I mean, I assume so, but
that's part of the game.
It happens.
Did anybody lose because the doorbell rang and their pizza was here and they totally figured they could just go ahead and lose this match? That's okay? Or is that just me at home on Arena?
No,
it is the duty of your friends who are not competing right now to take care of food. That is a time-honored tradition. They can get the pizza.
Excellent point.
No, I think all of these people were at the event, so.
Yeah.
At the LAN party?
Yeah. Which essentially is what it is, a big high-budget
LAN
party.
They bring their computers and... Yep.
All right.
There's
so
one guy who insists on a CRT monitor because the refresh rate is better.
All right. Let's talk about something else. So.
Yeah, this is more fun.
That's the Mythic Championship. Congrats to Javier Dominguez and everybody who played and all of that good stuff. Yay. If you watched the Mythic Championship coverage, let us know what you thought somewhere, and hit us on Twitter or in the YouTube comments or something. Yeah. But anyway, apparently David Williams lost to the client crashing.
That seems horrible. Is that really a thing that happened?
Wouldn't they just replay that?
Fix it?
Yeah.
That's awkward.
I can't make the reference to it being a beta anymore. They're actually supposed to work now.
Lame. Oh, they did replay it. That was the problem.
Okay. So he was winning before it crashed, and then it crashed, and they had to restart, and he lost that one. Is my assumption.
Could be. I don't know, man. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, that's like icing the kicker in football. Like, crap happens. It sucks to be him.
Yeah, although don't do that statistically. It doesn't help.
But when it does, it feels really good, apparently.
Right. It feels really good, but statistically, it's not worth your time.
But anyway, that is some stuff they need to work out. How's the client crash on their own systems at a Mythic Championship? That's bad.
I mean, I've used a computer offline before. And then you put it online, and wow.
I do that every week for this show.
Maybe he clicked the cat too many times.
Oh, God. All right, moving on.
I want to do that.
We have a lot more to talk about. Let's stop being sidetracked. So, hey, look, dailymtg.com. First, I would like to direct your attention right here. Oh, look at that. Oh, the mana pool made it to the front page. Yay.
Whoa, we haven't done that in a while.
Look,
I say we as if it were me.
It actually goes to the proper website. What?
What? That isn't a thing.
What?
Oh, there's dorks on
Madness.
that. Get off that
Yeah,
page.
I did.
Good.
So yeah, banned and restricted announcement happened today, as they said. And to no one's surprise, Field of the Dead was banned, and Arkham's Astrolabe was banned in Pauper. Again, no one was really surprised
Yeah,
about either
those are
of
the
these.
obvious ones.
I actually forgot to read this earlier because I was like, well, yeah, of course.
Let's
Yeah.
read it now.
Let's see here. One of the strongest and most metagame defining decks, yeah. A high win rate and metagame share, but restricted the space of viable competitive strategies. Yeah. Field of the Dead is a problem. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. He says, in this case, I want to be clear that the outcome of Mythic Championship V did not affect this being our decision.
In other words, we were preparing to ban this long ago.
Yeah.
Like when they announced they were changing the ban date.
Yeah.
So
almost
the
certainly.
other thing I want to say is I feel like there were several design missteps or design dangers that led us down this road, right? I mean, if Golos didn't search for any land card, maybe that wouldn't be quite as much of a problem. And if Field of the Dead had that effect but wasn't a land, maybe we wouldn't have these problems. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, carry on. I'm derailing us again.
No, I mean, you're not wrong on either of those counts. I remember when I read Golos, I was like, this isn't that good. And then my brain clicked and realized it didn't say basic. And I went, what?
Yeah.
The number of times a card is proven questionably broken because you've added, like, you didn't add in words. Like, your brain will be like basic land, or your brain will be like creature or something. And in fact, it will just be card or land. And then suddenly it's broken because there's a reason it normally says the other thing.
Yeah.
Field of the Dead in particular has been around since M20 and wasn't destroying the world, but once you hit synergy critical mass, bam, Day of the Dead.
Yeah. So let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. In order to collect and analyze a large sample of data, discuss a decision, and communicate that decision to our partners in rules, digital, and organized play, B&R changes require a certain amount of lead time. So, yeah. Let's see here. Finally, okay, this is a good bit.
Yeah, this is the good part.
We're aware of a few other community concerns regarding the standard environment, including that early acceleration into Planeswalkers can be frustrating and that the color green is strong across a variety of standard archetypes. We'll continue to monitor the health of the environment, but feel it's important to allow the metagame to adjust to the absence of Field of the Dead before further evaluation. As a philosophy, we prefer the player's deck building and metagaming choices drive the evolution of the environment whenever possible, rather than B&R intervention. And that's okay, yeah.
The fun thing about philosophy is that you don't actually have to act on it. I don't know. My view on most of this, and I was talking to Chewy and Cluze about it earlier, is that nowadays I feel like they are more willing to print cards that risk banning, because if it gets banned, then it shuffles up a format partway through and they get to hit the reset button and build the hype train again. And to, like, Cluze's response was they're more comfortable pushing the limit knowing they can ban things now that it's not sitting on 10 years since last ban.
Yeah.
And so between them, I think the answer's somewhere in the middle. Like,
yeah, now that banning has become normalized, for lack of a better phrase, it's okay if this card is just slightly too good. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Note that,
which,
yeah,
honestly, is probably fine. It's
like,
probably fine.
I'm not overly concerned about the fact that they ban cards because, first of all, I'm not buying them, so I don't have as much stake in this as a lot of other people do.
Excellent point.
But second, I think when cards get banned, you get more of a story experience out of it. And broken cards, chase cards, things like that get people excited. And yeah, the card might get banned, and that sucks. But in a lot of other games, when the card gets banned, it's almost seen like a compliment to how good that card was. Like, we talk about the formats where cards were banned a lot more than the ones where they weren't. So it sticks with us as, remember that time when we got to do this thing before that card was banned? To, I'm so glad they banned it, now we can play these other things. I think that's all fine. Maybe this should also be a lesson to people not to go crazy with seeing long-term value in cards that they buy. Because even if you're buying a card for a non-rotating format, there's always a chance it'll get banned. So just chill. Magic cards are not an investment. They are not an asset you should be counting on holding value. Would not recommend.
Yeah, you know, I would picture, we could picture this as a spectrum. On one end of the spectrum, we're never going to ban anything, so we have to make the cards, we have to power the cards down so much that there's no reason to ever ban anything, and that leads to kind of stale and boring. And at the other end of the spectrum is, oh god, they're banning things right and left like all the time. And I don't think either one of those is a good solution. And right
you don't
now,
want to go full
somewhere in the
Yu-Gi-Oh.
middle. Yeah, right. And so right now there's somewhere in the middle, and that's probably a good place to be. You can argue that they ban too much, or you can argue that they ban not enough. But the fact that you can argue both of those simultaneously means it's probably not that terrible of a place.
Probably.
I think that when you're buying into a format, you're going to be a lot more anti-ban for very obvious reasons. And when you're not buying into it, it's a little bit easier to have that distance to say, this is probably better. Because again, with personal investment, you are going to feel slighted, especially if you specifically bought those cards to use them in a deck that no longer exists.
Yeah.
Accurate.
At least this time around, they're banning a rare from a core set, as opposed to, say, a mythic flagship card that's worth a lot more money. So come back in a month, we'll talk.
Yeah.
And we will. Hey, how about that pauper banning?
Yeah, how about it? They added Arkham's Astrolabe to the pauper list because it's actually everywhere.
Yep.
In pauper. I don't play pauper. I have zero interest in pauper. I could care less about pauper. Even I knew that it was a problem in pauper.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bad it was. And when it wasn't banned in the last one, everybody was like, really? So, yeah. So, yeah, they're...
To some degree, the metagame has shifted towards selecting the best Arkham's Astrolabe deck. That's usually a bad sign.
Yeah, it's probably not good. So, you'll notice... Okay, let me jump back to the previous ban and restricted announcement. So, they've edited this article. It says October 21st. But it did say November 18th. And they said, okay, we're going to push that forward by a month. It turns out they didn't push it forward.
Nope.
They just added this one.
Yeah.
Because the next BNR update is November 18th. Huh. I don't
I mean, it's possible they just didn't edit that element in the template and they didn't know when the next one's going to be, but that is still something that should be kept an eye on. Like, we've certainly seen them screw up the dates on their stuff on the Wizards website before.
Yeah, but somehow I doubt it. So yeah, there is one more thing. There is... Oh, wait, no, that's later. Sorry, excuse me. Hold on. Oh, God, too many things.
Ah, the world's on fire.
I was like, banning, right. There's a thing here about banning. No, that's later. So yeah, Field of the Dead, banned. Arkham's Astrolabe, banned. Gilded Goose and Oko, still legal.
Sensei's Divining Top, banned.
Just throwing that one out there.
Yeah. Hashtag stop the top.
Stop that top, please. So if we go back to the Wizards website, you'll notice there's a thing here announcing the Pioneer format. Huh.
That's different.
I wonder if this is like a new name for Brawl because that's a dumb name. Nope. Now, I have to tell you a quick story. When I first read this, I thought it was stupid because my brain saw this part. No, this part.
Wait, which part? I'm
we
just
go.
listening.
The first line. A new non-rotating format featuring cards from Return to Ravnica and Forward. And I went, why didn't they just use historic? Because in my brain, that said the third Ravnica block. Which isn't a block, but you know what I mean. It's a Ravnica block.
Yeah.
Shut up. And I'm like, why didn't they just back it up a year and just use historic? Isn't all that still legal and standard anyway? This is stupid. And then Bill went, that says Return to Ravnica, stupid. And everything clicked. And I went,
I think that Cluze responded before I did, but we said it at about the same time.
It's totally cool.
The important thing to understand is that you were alone in this.
Yeah, the important thing to understand is that I'm an idiot. So this is why you read. And I had half typed out a tweet when they responded, and I went.
Because look, if they'd just
Right.
gone to Guilds of Ravnica, I'm pretty sure it's just extended.
What?
For
If they'd
a
only
very
gone
short
down.
amount of time.
If they had made this that it was the third Ravnica block forward, because that would be Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance,
It would be standard.
would it?
Yeah, because that's where standard starts.
Is
now.
that
Yeah, that's where
what we
standard
are
is
now?
right now.
Oh crap! It really would just be standard. Okay, never mind.
Sorry,
Never
Cluze.
mind.
Type 2.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Type 2.
I'm sorry. Yeah, type 2. Thank you.
So, yeah, just this is why you read carefully before you tweet. Like you said, I had a tweet about a half typed out, and then they pointed it out, and my brain read it again and went,
Oh.
oh, I'm stupid. Huh. So, anyway, don't just tweet things. Use your brain. Then tweet
Think before
things.
you click post.
Yeah.
The internet would be a
so-
better place if we all learned that.
Let's just jump down to this nice handy graphic here.
Ooh, a picture.
Yeah, so this is the Pioneer format. It starts with Return to Ravnica. So we have Return to Ravnica block, M14. Theros block, M15. Tarkir, remember that? And then Magic Origins. Then we have the two set blocks. So Battle for Zendikar, Shadows over Innistrad, Kaladesh, Amonkhet, Ixalan. Then we get Dominaria, M19, because remember core sets were missing for a few years.
Sure.
And then new Ravnica block, even though it's not a block, shut up. M20 and Throne and Forward. So you'll note what's missing is Modern Horizons and all that other Modern Masters nonsense. None of that.
The things that never got to standard.
Yeah, because this is essentially Standard Plus.
This is postmodern.
Yeah. So, yeah. And also, there are 5 cards that are banned from day 0, and it's the 5 fetch lands that are currently would have been legal.
Budget.
Now, I don't think budget has anything to do
No,
with it.
it's time budget because the things waste so much time. But
Yeah, so I've seen people complain about this, and we're going to break down right now why banning the fetch lands is good.
All right.
All right, first up, just from a tournament standpoint, fetch lands in the format adds just a stupid amount of shuffle time to every single game.
Yes, we can't swear on Monday Night Magic, or we would right here.
Right here,
Explicative deleted.
just damn. And that's a thing that Wizards has, I don't know if they've outright stated it, or if they've just hinted heavily that they're trying to cut down
I'm pretty
on...
sure that they have outright stated that one of the things they take into account is its impact on tournament, for lack of a better phrase, tournament mechanics.
Right. And so, yeah, chat says not on MTGO, but we got to play it in paper too. So not on MTGO is a non-starter. That literally doesn't matter. And so that's one. The reason that they give in the thing here, let's see, mana bases with fetch lands and shock lands are very strong and make playing 3 or 4 colors too easy. Decks can become more homogeneous, and the format becomes more defined by how many of the strongest cards players can squeeze into one deck. More constraints on mana bases add diversity to the format, makes decks play differently from one another. In other words,
restrictions breed creativity.
Right. And also, that means like playing a deck without fetch lands, unless you're playing a monocolor deck, and even then you're still playing fetch lands. Look at legacy decks. Is shooting yourself in the balls. Not in the foot, in the balls. If you don't have balls, balls will be provided for you to shoot.
Proxy ones by the judge staff.
So they're just cutting that off right at the start. Because well, they don't want that to happen with this format. Now, when we first got fetches were amazing. That's when I started playing again. That was Onslaught. They were amazing because we didn't have stuff like that. They were super powerful, but in the meantime, some of us, I mean, basically everyone has realized that they're super powerful, and that's not necessarily good.
Yeah.
For the long-term health of a format.
Yeah, powerful and healthy are not necessarily the same thing.
Also, keep in mind that within the time frame that this includes, there are also the shock lands and all the other variants that have been printed since then.
And the tap lands and the fast lands and all kinds of...
You really don't want all of that to be sitting in there day one, especially when you'll note they're just banning 5 cards. They're not banning all the other cards that were banned in their respective formats.
We'll get to that in a minute, though.
Yes.
But, so yeah, right off the bat, I like this format for that reason alone. and it's because of the shock lands. Like, the fetch lands and the shock lands together are what caused the problem. And so they're just eliminating half of that equation, and they chose to eliminate the half that also slows down things when it comes to, as Cluze put it, tournament mechanics.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And yeah, Chet, we'll get to that in a minute. There is a ridiculous list of things that aren't banned yet in Pioneer, such as like Deathrite Shaman, those energy cards that were banned, the Crazy Cat Lady combo. God, there's so much more that was in the Discord server, but I can't go look now because you'll lose the guys here. Oh yeah, Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time. Those were
I was gonna say
big ones. I knew there was something big that I was obviously missing.
The delve cards, the copter.
Yeah. So while we're on this subject, Aaron Forsyth tweeted, the only cards banned in Pioneer at its inception are the fetch lands, but I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't true for long. We'll be managing the format aggressively and off-cycle based on MTGO results in advance of the first tabletop premiere events next year. Which means, if they see from Magic Online information that something is causing a major problem, they're just going to axe it. They're going to be like, by the way, this is now banned.
For those of you who remember, Modern kind of felt like this for a little while when it came out too. Except they started with a giant list of cards that were banned and slowly took things off of it while adding a bunch of other things to it and back and forth. And we didn't really know what the format was going to be for a while, but it ultimately settled in a place that I think most people agree was pretty good. Here, we're just going to start with, here's a whole bunch of cards to play with and see what needs to go.
Yeah, the day zero ban list for Modern was, crap, I just counted 21 cards? Is that what I counted?
That sounds right.
It was all of this, as you can see as you can mostly see on the screen. Oh, that didn't help. Oh well. My screen is cropped funny, but you're actually not missing any pieces of any cards, so yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot for a day zero ban list. Most of which is still on the ban list.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Golgari Grave Troll is back on it. Jace the Mind Sculptor's off. Bitter Blossom's off. But Yeah, there's.
Hey, do you see what I see right there in the middle? Yeah. Oh, you just missed it. It's down just a little bit.
Oh yeah, the top.
It's
Yeah.
right. It's right there.
Yeah. So, whoops. Where's the thing I was looking at? There it is. Yeah. So they're going to be watching carefully, and again, if something is a runaway problem, they're just gonna axe it probably. So, yeah. Now, the other complaint I've seen is that why isn't this on Arena? And this is why. Arena only goes back to here.
Okay. Once again, this is bad radio. It only goes back to what?
Ixalan.
Thank you.
Or Amonkhet and Kaladesh for the stuff that was coded for it and existed for a minute but isn't currently there. Now, for some reason, people seem to think that like they're behind the scenes coding all of Modern into Magic Arena. And spoilers, they're not.
No.
No.
They're really not. So people are like, well, once Modern comes to Arena, I wouldn't look into that, man.
Yeah, we're not saying that it won't, but this is not like, oh, surprise December announcement, Modern is on Arena.
Yeah.
No.
Now, I'm saying it won't. Especially since Pioneer is a thing. If Pioneer doesn't crash and burn, Modern's never coming to Arena. Pioneer
But
has
Pioneer will.
a non-0% chance, but I'm still not calling it great.
I think the work that's going to go into Arena is very much going to be forward-facing. I don't think they want to go backtracking. Like, that's what an entirely different product they have in the form of Magic Online is.
Yeah, they already have one that does that. It's called Magic Online. And this is a big this is a big bump for Magic Online. Pioneer is.
Yeah, I was going to say, the fact that this is coming to Magic Online is a shot in the arm for MTGO.
Yeah. So, let's see here. Yeah, here it is. Currently, there are no plans to add it as a format to Magic the Gathering Arena. Now, you might, and chat is saying, but they got to pick where it started. Why didn't they start it on Kaladesh, which is on Arena? And for that matter, why didn't they just make it historic? And my opinion on that, now this is just opinion, is that they didn't want to make historic. They were forced into making historic.
Yeah.
Because people were pissy that...
Rightfully so.
True, but people were thinking from the opinion of like the Hasbro people, that players were pissy because they weren't going to get to keep their cards, and there was nothing. Well, they were going to get to keep them, but there was nothing to do with their old cards, so it would just recycle itself every year, and that's lame for a digital thing. And the same thing happened in Hearthstone. They made the Wild format. They totally don't. Blizzard totally doesn't support the Wild format hardly at all. It's just there. And occasionally if something breaks, then they'll nerf something to fix it. But like there are very few big Wild events or anything. There's nothing that is pushed in Wild on Hearthstone.
It's passively supported.
Yeah, it's supported because it's there. But they don't go, hey, you want to play Wild? Here's a big Wild event. That's not a thing. And I get the feeling... You've invested
time and energy and potentially money into getting cards, and going through rotation when you don't have a physical thing to hang on to later sucks. So they have to give you something to do with it. But they want you to play the new stuff. They want things in the new stuff to fire and to continue to have activity. So that's where you corral the old stuff.
Yeah. And Stark just pointed out Wild is less a format and just a way to make sure no card in Hearthstone is unusable. Exactly. And I think that's all historic is for Arena. They didn't want to make historic, they had to, because that's when their software started.
Also, whereas I think they legitimately wanted to make Pioneer.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I think that Modern has been going long enough now that it's seen as a heavy buried entry as well. And one of the things to remember when it comes to Magic and acquisitions over time is that every new person who comes in probably doesn't have all the old cards. And it's a very expensive thing to start digging back And if you give them little bits every once in a while as sort of a, okay, you come on, you just have to buy from these, like, 8 years of sets, then it gets easier. And don't be surprised if they invent another format in 5 years and then another one 5 years after that.
Eight
Yeah,
Gonna
years.
keep happening.
If I may, I'd like to be slightly curmudgeonly for a couple of minutes, and then I promise I'll swing it back to not being such a jerk.
Is this going to be a legacy thing?
Oh, that's going to come into it. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So one of the things that has always concerned me about Magic when they make changes like this is when we essentially add more complexity to not necessarily just the format, but the game as a whole, right? So long ago in the before times, you played Magic with all of the damn cards. But eventually, it kind of got to be a problem. And so we started to have things like Type 2 versus Type 1. And then eventually we had Standard versus Vintage, and we added in Legacy. Okay, so now we're in a good place. We got Standard, we got Vintage, we got Legacy. Everything's fine. Nothing ever needs to change. Except that eventually there's so many cards in Legacy. It reaches so far back that you just can't anymore. And that's where Modern came in, right? So if we think about when Modern was introduced in like 2011.
Mm-hmm.
It extended back to sets going back to 2003. So we're talking 8 years worth of cards there. Okay, that's fine. That's a reasonable place to go back to.
Hang on. There was random math done relevant to this in the chat. Pioneer, according to My Name is 14, Pioneer is only about 2 sets smaller now than Modern was when it was announced.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Now, here we are in 2019, and we're going back to sets that are in like 2012-ish. So it's, again, about 7 to 8 years is what we're looking at here. And so it's reasonable that after this time, from 2011 to now, that's how long Modern's been around. From 2011 to now, we've just heaped more onto the Modern pile. And eventually the Modern pile started to have the same problems that all the cards ever had, which was what our previous format bigger than Modern was.
Old
now, that's not to
smell.
say, that's not to say that Modern is going to die or that Modern's going away. It's just that we need another thing. If you think of it like stepping stones, okay? So we're gonna get you involved. First one's free. Here's a starter deck, and you're like, oh, this is great. And then you get into Standard, and you're like, oh, this is great. And then rotation happens, and you go, all that stuff that I did, I'm screwed. And they go, well, you can just transition those cards over into Modern. And then you look at the Modern metagame, and you go, oh my God, I don't have any of those cards. This really sucks. That's because we didn't have a step in between. And now we've added another step in between. And I think Squee is exactly right. If you fast forward another 7 years from now, we will totally have another format. Although I have no idea what we're going to call it.
Another bit of random math that was done is when Modern was announced, Vintage was about triple, as far as number of sets, the size of Modern. Just throwing it out
Modern
there.
contained a bunch of the old sets, which are bigger than the current sets.
Well, we're just talking about number of sets, not
just
cards.
number of sets, not cards.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's
So
although that was around the time we started getting 4 a year as well, because historically that wasn't always the case.
There are concerns that I've seen raised as to what will Pioneer poach from? Where will those players come from? Now, that assumes that this is some kind of zero-sum game, that if you play Pioneer, you don't play Modern, and vice versa, which I'm not sure is really correct. If they fragment it too much, yes, I think that will be a problem. But I don't know that this is fragmenting it too much. It almost seems right. At the same time, I'm a fan of Legacy. I think that Legacy is a great format, and I love it. I'm not sure this is going to do good things for Legacy, but at the same time, the kinds of people who are like, man, I wish there was something that wasn't quite as big of a reach as Modern. I wish there was something that wasn't as big of a reach. I know, I'll go play Legacy. That wasn't happening. That wasn't happening at all. So, I get why Modern had to exist, and I get why Legacy doesn't see much love. but I don't think Modern's not going to see love in the same way because they can still reprint Modern cards. And so
Yeah, there's a fundamental
Modern's
difference
still
between
fine for them.
Legacy Vintage versus Modern and other ongoing things, and that is the reserve list, which we won't harp on, but
Yeah.
that's just a difference. That's a
Legacy-
fundamental difference.
Legacy and Vintage are niche formats, let's face it. Even for those of us who love it, they're niche formats. Modern, Pioneer, Standard, those are things that I hesitate to use this word, can be eternal because they're just going to go on. And that's totally fine. We can support these.
So here's a topic for consideration.
Yeah.
Do you think they would have been as gung-ho throwing brand new Modern cards in, some of which might be broken, before if they didn't think they would have other things like Pioneer coming?
That's an interesting point. Are they okay with amping up modern a little bit because they knew that Pioneer was going to be a thing? I think that is the case.
Because like they cut the Masters concept, even though we have other stuff now.
Well, they at least throttled. They paused the Masters concept. It's not that they'll never happen again. It's just not for the foreseeable future.
But they released so many Master sets, and they then released Horizons, and then they just they kind of jammed Modern full of stuff and got their crazy Modern spending for a little while. So maybe now they can chill on that and give people Pioneer to play using cards they already own or can access a bit easier. And that'll kind of be one of the defining differences of it. I do think that there will probably be some hit to Modern just by virtue of the fact that there are only so many weekends a year where tournaments are going to happen.
Yeah.
And that means there will be more Pioneer, which means there will be less Modern, probably less Standard, depending on how they balance it. Like, we have the schedule, but I haven't done the numbers on it. Don't be surprised if it nudges its way into things, but also know that if it doesn't work, they'll kill it. Like, they haven't printed any unique product for this yet, so...
That we know of.
That we're aware of.
Yeah.
But just acknowledging the fact that, like, Legacy has very few focused events a year. Not counting, like, SCG things. And, like, I have no idea if this is going to float its way through SCG. I guess keep an eye out for that, too. But if we reach the point where there are 4 events going on in a weekend for SCG, we're probably not going to talk about them all. So that's also a thing. But I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm curious to see what this thing looks like when people are not, restricted by the various bannings. And I think for a lot of less enfranchised players who maybe aren't on like the listen to podcast level, they're going to be happy that they can dig out their old Theros deck and play it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the cards from like original, like Theros, Ravnica, Return to Ravnica, I guess I can't say original Ravnica, or Cons or things like that, are things that they probably have a lot of good memories of, but they could never run in Modern. And now we'll see what they look like. I'm also waiting for someone to lose to Mazes In and be like, huh, for the first time.
Yeah, I'm actually excited about Pioneer, but I don't like rotating formats, period, full stop. So adding another non-rotating format, I think that's great.
Hey, you want to play this Field of the Dead?
Yeah.
You still got him.
That thing we just banned? Go play it. We dare you.
So
till we ban it.
So back in the, this clicked into my brain earlier, just to sidetrack the conversation real quick. So back in the day, in the way back, there were, not counting limited, there were 4 constructed formats that had seasons for PTQs. There was Standard, there's Legacy, which we have now. There was Extended.
Ask your parents.
And there was Block Constructed. Now, no one ever cared about Block Constructed except when they had to play a tournament that was that format in the hopes to, get points or whatever. No one cared. They played it because they had to, which is why Block Constructed died, because no one liked it. Okay, someone liked it, but that person was weird. And Extended died. Extended was dumb, all right? Let's just...
Extended was messy.
let's just be real. Like,
Yeah, it was really just whatever the most oppressive deck that you were waiting for rotation to kill. Yeah, it's just now an extended.
It just moved to extended for the most part, and
Extended's rotation. Extended was like a non-rotating format for a year or two, and then it would have a giant rotation. Extended
Yeah.
was bizarre. All right.
it was like triple standard.
Yeah.
But like when you factor in how standard rotations weren't quite the same back then, because it was always like the last 2 years and one core set, but with extended, because core sets were alternating years,
Right.
so like you could end up with an extended format that didn't match the standard around it due to where the core set fell and what day it is, and that's strange. So it's weird.
Yeah.
And then you got even more curveballs in there when you had things like cold snap. So like it was messy, and it eventually went away, and that was fair.
And let's see. Extended was retired in 2013. Wow, it lasted that long after Modern.
I mean, it was there, but I don't remember there being a lot of events once Modern rolled out.
Yeah, there weren't.
Like once we saw Modern, we're like, well, there goes Extended, and no one really was surprised.
Yeah, and it just took. It was like a vestigial stump that eventually Wizards, had surgically removed by retiring it. But it was retired in 2013. When was Modern announced? Oh, when was Modern? 2011.
2011, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that sounds about right. It took about that long for it to wither and die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And most people didn't care about Extended. This is all recollection, but Extended wasn't like one of the main ones. It was because Extended season is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if that same dynamic will come back with this. Like, will Legacy become the thing that no one cares about unless it's, there's a Legacy thing they have to do? And because
just
I'm not
mean,
sure
man.
how the PTQs...
I'm right here.
Because
I'm
remember,
right
they're going to
here.
be PTQs again because it's Players Tour. So, I don't know how the new PTQs and the Players Tour and the Players Tour Finals and all that, it's going to depend on how all that runs because, like I said, back in the day we had seasons. Now it's just sort of slapdash.
Although, now that we're saying all this, I wouldn't be surprised if for those, team events where they use 3 formats,
Oh, if Legacy gets excised?
Legacy got X'd out of that.
It could be, because... let's be real. Let's be real for a minute. Star City runs these tournaments for the sole reason of selling cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they feel like they can get more money from Pioneer than they can from Legacy, they're going to stop doing Legacy. That's just how it is.
Yeah, look at all those vintage tournaments. That
Alternatively, if we go by participation, they might cut Standard.
That is also true.
Because Standard is the least participated in.
Pretty much across the board,
Out of
yeah.
all of them. So they may just cut Standard, in which case it'd probably be pretty cool. Because then it would also be a little bit less shaky on current season. But I don't know. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing what SCG does with any of this anyway. Because they're kind of the curators of the old formats. So, should be interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I should be more upset about all of this. What with my love of Legacy. But I'm just not. It's...
Dude, they scheduled you on Easter.
Yeah, and we still came.
And that's where you're at. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Chat, okay, so a couple people in chat have been complaining loudly, but there is one thing that was just said that I agree with. It's one thing for established formats not to be on the shiny new platform. Right. But it's going to hurt a lot more for the shiny new format not to be on the shiny new platform. That is a serious disconnect.
that's valid.
That is fair.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Because Arena is the shiny new game, and if Pioneer is the shiny new format and it's not there, then that's going to make some people go, huh? But it's the standard machine. That's what Arena is.
I was going to say, at the same time, what is Arena for? Arena is for standard.
Yeah, an acquisition.
Yeah.
And you get people to start playing with the smallest card pool.
Well,
Yeah.
That's why pre-releases are
admittedly,
limited.
Arena is also a path to pro. like we say it's acquisition, but it's also one of the paths that they put out there if you want to, be the one who gets there.
Right, but
And
that's not really its point.
No, it's not
That's
its
a
point,
secondary
but
point.
like they're acknowledging it as something in that area. And this is just one of those formats that's not going to go there. And like I'm fine with that, but I think they're kind of have muddied in people's perception what arena's for, and that's where some of the being upset about this is. Like they want this to be the big flashy esports thing. They want this to be the way that we bring in new people, and they're on point for that.
Yeah.
But because people didn't like the idea of getting in this thing if there was no path to being a pro or path to, like being that guy in that video that they recorded where it's first person and all the WotC staff is happy for you and all that stuff. By throwing that out there for the esports thing, they've kind of pigeonholed it into this weird double duty of being at the high end and the low end, and Pioneer is squarely aimed at the middle. Like Pioneers for those of us that have been playing for a little while and want to play with our older cards, but we don't want to invest as heavily as we would in like Modern or Legacy, and we're not necessarily looking to chase the current standard all the time. So like, to credit, Arena is at two ends of the bell curve and Pioneer's way up here. But again, not everything Wizards does is for everyone, and I think this is actually a solid example of that. Find out how much of the pie chart you're in, and there's plenty of stuff there for you, even if it's not necessarily this shiny thing. They're just doing so many things that there's going to be stuff that's not catering to everyone.
Yeah. And, okay, wait. Where did this come from? They could have had their cake and eaten it too if they just moved the starting point of Pioneer up a few blocks. I mean, when you say up a few blocks, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they've moved it up, what, 6 years? 5, 6 years? And then it's only like super standard. It's not an actual big format, which means it's
if it
probably
legit started at Kaladesh, then it would just be extended.
Yeah, and no.
I mean, non-rotating extended. Like for right now, when they launch it, it would feel like extended.
I'll tell you what. Everybody who is upset that Pioneer is not going to be on Arena, you need to do two things. Thing number one, make Pioneer successful, like in paper. That's something WotC will pay attention to. And number two, let them know that.
Yeah.
Tell them, I love Pioneer. I'd like to play Pioneer on Arena. And that's the way you do it. You don't track them down at home and send them 20 letters a day. No. Just let's be polite about this. I'm sorry that I have to say that out loud. It's probably not for anybody who's actually listening to me, but it's cathartic for me to think that I'm reaching some of those idiots.
Let's hope so. I doubt any of those idiots actually listen to us, though, because we don't vomit hot takes and, call WotC stupid regularly.
Wait, this all wasn't a hot take? I'm so confused.
No, we're trying. Well, okay, based on how everyone has hot takes, yes, this calm, reasoned approach is probably eating up the hot take real estate. But
or how about this? Send pizza to the entire dev team,
and write on the inside
and
lid
write
of the
on
box.
the inside lid of the box. Bring Pioneer to Arena. Okay, just do that every week, every Friday, let's say. Send them pizza for, I don't know, a year. And at the very least, you will have fed a bunch of devs, and they'll be happy about that.
And hey, while you're at it, send me one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chewy will totally bring Pioneer to Arena if you send him pizza.
No, but I will totally eat your pizza.
Yeah, I've sent Chewy pizza before. It was great.
Yeah. That was a charity stream, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It was my first charity stream, wasn't it? Oh, good times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got to figure out what to do for the charity stream next month. Damn it. Anyway.
Eat all the pizza.
Now, I know that there are many more questions, but the answers aren't here yet.
Nope.
The main question is why start here instead of somewhere here where it could be put on Arena easily.
And I would argue it's about the size of Modern when Modern started.
That is probably the answer they'll give. Is it's this size is what they feel is a good place to start. I don't know. They're doing a weekly MTG stream on the 24th.
Right.
So Wednesday. Thursday.
I thought the 24th was Thursday. Yeah.
Sorry, Thursday. reading is hard. Oh, it says it right there. Look. So go watch that stream. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/magic. Ask there. And maybe you'll get an answer.
Yeah. Or you could look for that answer in the accompanying text coverage after.
Which may or may not
That's
actually
the
happen.
problem.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm complaining about.
Or follow someone on Twitter who's live tweeting their responses to things, because there will be a couple of those.
It does happen.
But yeah, as far as why they picked that point to start, it's got to be size of format. And that's where because this isn't the sort of thing that someone goes, we need a new format. And someone else goes, let's start it at Return to Ravnica. We're done. Let's go to lunch. Like this took long and thoughtful work. And so those of us, chat, who have known about this for 12 hours or less, probably don't have all the information. I'm just saying.
Well, look, it says right here, right underneath the graphic for Pioneer. Pioneer will utilize sets from Return to Ravnica forward. One goal in creating Pioneer was for the format to be large enough to have cross-block synergies to give the format its own unique characteristics. Starting with RTR gives the format that is the most different from Modern, since Modern launched right before RTR.
Yep.
So, ta-da! There's your reasoning.
Oh, and then
It's
it says,
nothing
for more on
nefarious than
why that set was used as the format's inception point, be sure to tune into Weekly MTG stream on October 24th. So they are going to answer that more in depth.
They thought about this. This is what they
But
came up with.
in the meantime, let's just all agree it's charting how much of a failure Jace was as a guild pack.
Yes.
The full story, start to finish, of how much of a failure he was as the living guild pack. That's
See, I thought you were
Pioneer.
going somewhere else. The real reason they did it was to screw you. Whoever's listening to this, it was you. They thought about you, and they did this to screw you.
Poor Steve. Been on that bus for as long as this format's been around.
Good old Steve.
Oh, chat does point out that we do have the speculation that the mystery boosters that we're going to see are boosters from these sets, the Pioneer
I mean,
sets,
I would imagine
which I would not be surprised if that is the case.
that would
Yeah.
make sense.
That does make perfect sense. I'd forgotten all about the mystery thing already, honestly. Huh.
I suspect a few of the mystery products coming out soon are going to be tying to this.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Elspeth comes back next year and goes, "What'd I miss?" And they just hand her a box of this.
All right. Now, this is going to be on Magic Online on October 23rd. That's Wednesday. I knew there was a Wednesday in here
Soon.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's see. Play lobby support will... Excuse me. I almost ripped my headset off of my head. Play lobby support on the level of standard or modern, i.e. super visible, including a league. There will be weekly format challenges on Sunday, but no format playoffs this year. And then PTQs on the following dates. And the first one is Friday, November 1st. So, like, get in there quick. You got a week and a half to figure this stuff format out. And there's a PTQ.
When is it legal to sanction in local tournaments in paper? Is that the same time it goes live on Magic Online?
I have no idea how any of that works.
In the article, they do say on the paper side, the format will be available for high-level play soon, but I suspect it's available as a sanctionable format within store level, like now-ish, question mark?
Consult Word. See what it lets you do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So speaking of Word, I was trying to figure out where to work that in.
There you go.
Apparently...
Where to work that in?
Word,
It doesn't do
the
that.
Wizards event reporter, had an update and gave away the Pioneer format somehow.
Oops.
We don't know how or what it said, but apparently that popped up. Oh, here's a link.
Yeah, the link that just popped up, it is now available for scheduling in Whir now.
There you go.
Like when you hear this. As far as this this leak that Chewy is talking about, here's what I've heard. I've heard rumors varying from at some point between 9 days and between 3 days and 14 days ago, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
In Whir, you could see that there was a format called Pioneer. That's one rumor I've heard. The other rumor I've heard is that if you dug into the quote unquote back end of Whir, you could see what formats or what sets were in it. I haven't got any confirmation on that second one. I have absolutely zero proof of that whatsoever. However, what we do have is some data that, ballpark about 9 days ago, a bunch of cards that are assumed to be a staple in a format that would begin with RTR block started spiking in price on MTGO and possibly were selling out in paper. So there is circumstantial evidence that there was a leak of some sort, that some people knew this was coming. I don't have anything more substantial than that.
But because this is not, stock trading, insider trading is apparently fine. So, yeah. Because, hey, unregulated nonsense. So, yeah, if you were just happen to be looking to find like an Emrakul Promised End for your commander deck because your opponents will let you play it or your friends will let you play it, sucks to be you.
Yeah, I also feel that whatever you currently think the metagame is going to be, you're probably wrong because there will be a round of bannings relatively early in the format's life.
Seemed likely.
But if you want to speculate, hey, speculator's going to speculate. We're not going to stop you. Off you go.
Yeah, and no, I didn't mention that yet. We were getting there. So hey, here's the Magic Fest schedule that we have up to April for next year. Yeah. And you'll notice that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 Magic Fest. So the Grand Prix is at Magic Fest. So 4 Grand Prix that are Pioneer. 2 in January, the end of January, 1 in February, the beginning of February, and then 1 at the end of March. There are also none that are Legacy. Sorry.
No, there are not. And then starting April 30th, we don't know the formats yet. So there may be lots more Pioneer in the future. Who knows?
Yeah.
But... Or maybe starting April 30th, every other one will be Legacy.
Just keep telling yourself that, Cluze.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's fine. I
starting and concluding on April 1st.
That's right. Copenhagen will be Legacy. Then Charlotte will be Brawl. Then it will be Legacy. Then it will be Pioneer. Then it will be Legacy.
All right. We get the joke, Cluze.
Okay. Because I can keep running that into the ground.
We believe you.
Yeah.
Tiny Leaders, and then...
Rainbow Stairwell after Legacy. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it says back in the announcement article, on the paper side, the format will be available for high-level play soon. Pioneer will be one of the formats at the first Players Tour series of 2020. Additionally, the Players Tour Finals, the weekend of April 25th, 2020, will also utilize the format. And then starting March 21st, some tabletop qualifying events for Players Tours will start using Pioneer. So they're expecting this to be big and good.
Yeah, they're not just leaving this one hanging out there to dry. Nope, they're supporting this one.
Yeah. And one of the chat says, I'm confused. One of the formats? Yeah, Players Tours are Mythic Championship / Pro Tours, kind of, sort of. For more information on that, go look it up. Because I know that they're multi-format, just like Mythic Championships and Pro Tours are, but I don't remember if there's more than that, so I don't want to lie to you just yet. I think it was in the big announcement article where they redid all of OP a couple months ago. Was it a couple months ago? I can't remember how those work. But I know there's still multi-set or multi-format tournaments like Pro Tours were and Mythic Championships are. Tabletop. Mythic Championships. Yeah. But anyway. What else is there to say about Pioneer? Just yet.
Every time you say the name, that song runs through my head, but
That's going to keep happening for a while, buddy.
yeah, I know. I'm kind of okay with it, honestly.
What song is that?
The one that I linked to at the beginning of the show, see the odds and ends, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, that actually wasn't in the odds and ends, because that was
after
odds and ends, but before we went live.
Curses. Then I guess I'll put no. I think it was at the beginning of the chat here.
Okay, so it's not in the
anyway,
podcast, but it's in the live video. Anyway,
right. What else we got?
Nothing as far as I know.
Nice.
Is
Wait,
there?
I got something.
Something you want to open?
I do have something I want to open.
Before that, though, is there anything else in Pioneer that we've missed? Anything obvious? Anything slightly less obvious?
Oh, I'm sure we have, but that's okay. There'll be plenty of time to talk about it.
That's also true. I feel like we hit all the high notes.
We've got a schedule of events that are going to be Pioneer, and that's about it. We don't have much yet. We know the restrictions of the format and that they're going to talk about it more on Thursday, and that we have a list of events that are going to be Pioneer. That's actually what we know. Everything else is speculation.
Yeah, I'll say again, in the interim, as this is a new format, we'll be watching it closely at its inception and banning cards on off-cycle dates. So they're not gonna wait for the next BNR update. They're gonna watch the format, and then when they see something spike, they're gonna knock it down. Because it's a ban hammer, see? That's what happens.
Don't go spend a fortune getting your staples that are likely to be banned. Just chill.
Exactly, yeah. And there was actually a second tweet by Aaron Forsyth that sadly what he was responding to got deleted. But let me see if I can... Oh, wait, no. Aaron Forsyth, tweets and replies. Where is it? And now I don't see his reply anymore.
Ghost.
Ah, here we go. Nope, that's the one I just had. Hang on. Ah, here it is. If you cannot afford to have cards you acquired banned, I advise caution in acquiring things at the moment.
It's good life advice in general.
Yeah, so, if you want to spend $80 a pop on a set of something, and then it gets banned a minute later, that's on you. So don't do that until the format
Normal
settles.
gambling rules apply.
Yeah.
Don't spend money you can't afford to lose.
Yeah. Once the format settles, well, it's not that you can't afford to lose it; it's that it really blows.
Sorry, that would make you, feel awful.
Yeah.
If you lose it, because you're gambling.
That's exactly what you're doing. So yeah, once the format settles, and then because I'm sure when they say, okay, this is the format for now, we're gonna start banning on cycles, then you're probably safe. Yeah. Thank you, Aaron Forsyth. All right, so is that... All right, no one else has offered up anything that we might have missed, so I guess we're good? I
think
Sweet.
so.
All right, so Cluze.
Yeah.
Would you like to finish your What's an EV experiment?
Yes, so for those who are just joining us for this experiment for the first time, a while back, like a long time ago, I bought a draft pack of Modern Horizons. So three boosters of Modern Horizons. We opened the first some time ago, and it was a winner. We had $45.28 worth of value, driven mostly by this Force of Negation, which if you would like to buy, just hit me up on Twitter, because I have no use for it. You'll notice that the mana cost involves blue, so it is garbage to me. The second pack, we had a full $3.90 worth of value, which it's not really the cost of the booster. So
Oh.
here we are with booster number 3. So brand new.
And don't
Gonna
forget
open
they're
it now?
collated differently than you think.
Yeah, I know. I gotta open them. I gotta take off from the top of the stack, not the bottom of the stack.
Which is really
So we
weird.
can. Yeah, it's very, very strange. So are you guys ready to look up some of the values here for me?
Yeah, dude. I'm all over it.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Our first card is Bogarden Dragonheart. A red common. I approve that it is red. I assume it is worth 50 cents?
15 cents.
15 cents. That's right. Okay.
Per tradition.
Per tradition. Our second card is Moonblade Shinobi. It is a worthless blue card. It is totally garbage. You should go ahead and just pass that.
It is 18 cents. Ooh.
It
It's
got that
ninja.
3-cent bump because it sounds like an 80s comic book.
It's ninja garbage. Our third card is Enduring Sliver. So for all your sliver decks out there, this one's probably worth more because it's sliver.
No, 15 cents.
Oh,
You want
I had
to
high
believe.
hopes. Ransack the Lab.
Ooh, that's a good name. It's not a good
By the
card,
way,
though.
Am I getting too much glare on this? I'm not really looking at the camera.
I'm not either.
You're fine.
Yeah, you look
All right.
fine.
Great. Great. Next up, Bellowing Elk. I'm going to say 15 cents.
Yep.
It is.
All right.
Wait, how many cards is
Great.
that?
That was card number 5.
Okay, good.
We'll break $1 one day, buddy.
We will. We will. Okay, next up, because we already had one white sliver, how about a Lancer sliver? I'm going to say 15 cents.
Yep.
It is.
All right, great. Next up, Rank Officer.
Ooh, that's
15
not what I'm thinking.
cents.
Yeah.
It's a zombie soldier. Looking good there, zombie soldier.
Zombie
This one's
cop.
probably more, I don't know, Pondering Mage. Notice the artwork, call back to Ponder there. I think that's a
Nope.
nice little touch.
Still 15 cents.
Still 15
Yep.
cents.
Yep.
Still a garbage blue card. Go ahead and pass that to person 2.
See, being blue doesn't mean it's 18 cents.
Oh, this is great. This is perfect. Do you know why?
Is it Arkham's Astrolabe?
It's Arkham's Astrolabe. This price
Oh.
may be incorrect because I don't know if whatever site you're
It's
on
worth
has responded yet.
$1.15 as of when this was refreshed.
That's right.
Yeah, it hasn't really dipped yet on because I think we're both using MTG stocks just
Yeah,
because
That's
it's
the easiest one to do this on.
yeah.
Yeah. Next up is we're finally to our uncommons. Zalfirin Decoy.
Oh, uncommons. Hang on, I have to click on that. Zalfirin Decoy is 20 cents. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Artwork I think is a callback to, was it just Decoy? There was an old card. It had a Foglio artwork, I think, of a guy riding a zebra.
I mean, yeah, that sounds right.
You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah. I forgot that was Decoy, but I remember the art you're talking about.
Next up, Baron Moore. It's an uncommon land, so I'm hoping for
It's
I don't know.
25 cents. You got a quarter.
I was hoping for 30, but that's okay. That's okay. I can dig it. Our next is Everdream. It's got
20
splice.
cents.
Yeah.
Splice onto instant or sorcery. That's nice.
Blue splice.
Blue splice. And our rare, this one actually may be okay. This is Fiery Islet.
Oh yeah, that's 11.40.
Really? It had blue on it. And
True.
Yeah, it's a red blue dual land. It's totally
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. You're right. You're right.
There you go.
Okay. Our foil is a rare. It is Fallen Shinobi in foil.
Well, the non-foils were 66 cents.
What about the foil? Anybody know?
I can't find how to flip to foil. Oh wait, here it is. Foil. Looks like it is
$2.99.
$2.99.
Nice. Nice.
Hey, you came out slightly ahead on this one, didn't you?
Our land is a snow-covered mountain.
That's your favorite kind of snow covered.
It is my favorite kind of snow-covered.
That's actually worth 61 cents. That's worth more than most of your commons.
Nice. And we have the Spider Bird token. Not Spider Bird, but spider on one side,
Aw.
bird on the other side. token.
I wanted Spider Bird.
Bird, spider, that is 14 cents.
And I know we don't have an art series way to pay for these, but since it's in here, this is Dregscape Sliver as our art card. I really like the art cards. Those are neat.
Okay, so Cluze.
Yeah. What was the total for pack number 3?
$18.17.
Nice.
Wow.
So
Got that foil rare kicking it up.
So you got
Yeah.
45.28 plus 3.9 plus 18.17 equals, and then you divide that by 3, 22.45 per pack. Ding.
So my EV, I basically, my average per pack was what I paid for all 3 packs together, essentially.
So you tripled your money.
Yeah.
By
Well,
some
theoretically,
metrics.
if I were able to actually sell these for any of those prices, which I won't be able to, but there it is.
Hey, only one card out of there is banned.
And they're not banned in all formats.
Oh yeah, so it's probably less than 18.17 because the Astrolabe price hasn't changed yet
Probably come down just a smidge. Yeah.
on this particular site we're using.
Well, there you go. There you go. And that was fun and that was exciting, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I did, because I finally got to open some packs, which I don't get enough to do. And I have a thing to tell Chewy about spiders, but maybe I'll do that in the odds and ends.
But he doesn't want to hear it.
He probably does not.
Yay. So I think Cluze is our big What's an EV winner, because I'm pretty sure Squee only ever had one that came out ahead, and it wasn't that far ahead.
Probably. I feel like in the very first Modern Masters, I did pretty good because I got a Goif, but that wasn't done on the show, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
And if we're talking that, then Jen still win.
Yeah, certainly.
Because Jen is the reigning champion of Modern Masters.
That is true, yeah. What did Jen open, for those that don't know?
Yeah, so she opened the Goif Foil Goif pack.
They were playing Pack Wars.
Yeah, we were playing Pack Wars with them. We had taken the time to sleeve them face down, because when she first opened the pack, she thought she spotted the edge of the normal Goif. She sleeved them. We were playing. She pulled a card off the top, and it was a foil Goif. And she's like, okay, now I'm looking at the foil Goif. I think there's a regular Goif in here. Let's stop playing Pack Wars and just look. And we did. And it was. And it was great.
Seems good.
So there you go. That was my fun of opening things.
Nice. All right, then. I think we're done then, right?
I think we are.
Yep, looks like we're done.
Cool. Yeah, like there's nothing to announce in Magic Online, but I'm sure tomorrow they'll post something about all of this going live. So if you care about that, you can check that out or wait till next week. That said, in terms of me, you can find me on Twitter at SqueeGoblinDeBob. There's no I in Goblin because we're going to say that it is also part of Pioneer. It is the hidden 6th ban card. Day 0 banning. Terrible. Past that, I will note that, as mentioned last week, I was in Texas. So what I've learned is that me going to Texas creates new formats. So let's try to keep that to a minimum. That's causality. That's how it works. But beyond that, I will note, if you're someone who's super looking forward to Star Wars, the tickets went on sale a few hours ago. So I guess get your opening night if you want to do that. If you are someone who has small children that don't want to go to Star Wars, don't take them to Star Wars on opening night. That makes you a bad person.
It does.
For them and everyone around them. It's not their fault you brought them there. Get a babysitter or maybe wait a day. Also stay off the internet, because like my thing with Star Wars movies is that I am not as super into Star Wars as a lot of other people are, but I will definitely note that seeing Star Wars in the first week is kind of nice because everyone likes it. And then by the 3rd week, the fans have torn it apart and it is no longer enjoyable for a lot of people. And so I like to see it early on while people are all hyped about it, and then ignore those people.
That is a good way to do it, yeah.
You could cut to the chase and ignore them from the start. But I like to go in without someone going, this movie's bad, spoils it for you. Because they do that. Because sci-fi fans are terrible. So be aware. Fans of most things are terrible, but I found that the Star Wars fans in particular are awful. So yeah, I said it. There are good ones. Be the good ones.
Yeah, be the good ones.
Other than that, yeah, I'm out of work trips and I'm out of cons, so I'll be around. So yeah, that's me.
You'll be around. You want to play Overwatch tomorrow night?
I mean, probably.
Yay!
We can go defend a door, or maybe not.
Yeah, probably not.
Now that Scott doesn't need us.
So
Scott never needs.
yeah, he got the achievement, so we could not play Junkenstein's Revenge.
Yay! We can play mystery or whatever. Yeah, so that'll probably be a tomorrow night thing. Well, that's about it. So I'm gonna throw it over to Cluze.
Hey, if you want to hear more from me, you can find me on the Twitters. I'm at Cluze, spelled just like it is in the show notes. Also, we have show notes. Don't have a whole lot going on anytime soon, except that I will be at PAX Unplugged come December time. So look for me there. I might have a Brawl deck.
He might.
To play Brawl. Don't just beat me up and take it. It's probably not worth all of that.
Oh, it wouldn't be that much effort to beat you up, Cluze.
No. I meant I'm going to file the police report, and there's a good chance that, there will be repercussions, but still.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Saying you probably don't want a record because you stole a Brawl deck from Cluze.
Yeah, it's probably not a good look.
Yeah, I think you'd rather just play a game of Brawl.
Yeah.
So there you go. Let's pass it over to, I don't know. Let's see. We've done Squee. We've done me. I guess Chewy. Let's pass it over to Chewy.
Oh, that's me. So, hi. What? Stop typing. So,
Typing.
Okay, first, I've been watching a lot of Adam Savage building things on YouTube, and I highly recommend it. The channel is called Adam Savage's Tested, and I've really been enjoying his one-day builds videos because he is adorable. He gets so excited. You can, like, when something occurs to him or when he has an idea that for solving a problem he's got. Oh, it's so cute to watch. So yeah, watch that. But while you're on YouTube after you watch Adam Savage, you can come watch me because not only do both podcasts get streamed live here on Twitch, that's Monday Night Magic and the Mana Pool, twitch.tv/themanapool, but also they go up on youtube.com/themanapool. And okay, what's going up right now? So I just finished putting up the Layers of Fear Inheritance videos. It's 3 videos, and that was really good. It wasn't quite as, I can't say that on the show, pants crappingly terrifying as the main game, but it was really good, and it was a close second. So check that out. I've got the playlist of the original game and with the DLC added, and I think I have a playlist of just the DLC itself too, in case you just want to watch that part. Coming up, I played Sea Salt, which is a brand new game. It just came out a few days ago. That is okay. So you are Dagon, Lord of the Deep. You guys know him, right?
Yeah.
You're him, and it's a top-down hybrid of like a real-time strategy game and like a twin-stick shooter, and you're controlling a horde of minions. So you are the bad guys, and you're controlling a horde of minions to try to take over. Well, to kill everyone in this town who was worshiping you and dared defy you.
Is it Innsmouth?
Basically.
Neat.
Yeah, it's not actually Innsmouth, but
might as well be.
Yeah, but it might as well be. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. And it's Mike backed it on Kickstarter, and he got at the tier that got 2 codes, so he sent me one so I could stream it, and I did. And it's going to be 2 YouTube videos that'll be going up sometime in the next couple days. And then after that, I played Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which is not the big Bloodstained game. That was Ritual of the Night, I think it's called. But this was the 8-bit like stretch goal for that Kickstarter. It's like a Castlevania 3 sorta, but with modern design sensibilities. And it was a lot of fun, and it was really good. So if you like the old Castlevania games, like Castlevania's 1 and 3 essentially, mostly 3, then yeah, check that out. That'll be going up a couple days after that. So later this week is when that series will start. And the game was really good, and I highly recommend it. Spoilers. Is that it? Oh, and I've got Hearthstone games going up on the YouTube channel, of course, because there's a new event going on where a bunch of cards from Wild, which is sort of like Historic in that it exists because it has to, were brought back into Standard for like a month, completely crapping on the format and causing a whole warp of the format because, hey, they can do that on Hearthstone because it's digital only. So it's not like they have to go, okay, so for this month, these cards will be legal in Standard. Go track them down. No. They just gave them to you. So, yeah. And it's been fun. So I've got videos of that going up as well. So lots of stuff going on over on youtube.com/themanipool, where at least one video goes up every day. And if I'm far enough ahead, then anytime there's a podcast video, a gaming video goes up shortly afterwards. 2 hours afterwards, actually. So check that out. They go up at 11 a.m. Eastern every day. Except for Monday Night Magic, which goes up at 10, just in case we make it to the main page. Which is doubtful, but hey, you never know. So that's my content. I think that's enough to get me through the rest of the month. So I'm probably done playing creepy games and spooky games now. Probably. Yeah.
Could be.
I don't have to stop playing spooky games when October's over, but I probably will because I don't really enjoy playing horror games that much. They're like the well done ones are well done, and then they get in my head, and then I can't sleep. So
does Left 4 Dead keep you up, or does it just frustrate you?
What? No, that keeps me up because I'm like, oh, why couldn't we kill the last tank and get off of the damn thing? You know.
Yeah. That's fair.
I do have a big game. I'm going to be streaming it starting in November until it's done, and it's going to probably get turned into another long-running YouTube series, but I'm not quite ready to tell you what it is.
Oh, is it? Oh, no, never mind. I was going to make a guess, but if you're not ready, that's fine.
It is not Pizza Titan Ultra, no.
Damn it!
It's still installed
so
on my
good.
PC, though.
That game is so good. You need to play it.
One of these days, I'm going to play it. I'm really enjoying...
Giggle.
Here lately, I've been just playing a lot of games, like different games, instead of, okay, this night I'll play Dota Underlords, and this night I'll play Hearthstone, and then this night I do a podcast, and then this night I was playing like one different game, like maybe a week, but I'm really enjoying this bouncing around and always having new stuff to do. I'm probably going to keep doing that, which means Pizza Titan Ultra has got to be coming soon, right? It's got to be.
I hope so.
Yeah, but that's not going to be a long-running series, Cluze. But... I don't think that the big update is happening this week on Underlords. I don't think. Is it? I don't think so. Seems like that they said it would be a couple weeks till the actual big update comes, but I might be misremembering when they said that. But anyway, that was me reacting to chat. What's the other thing? Oh yeah, the big game. I will say that it's a game that is on Switch. But that's all for now.
I have guesses.
Cluze has guesses. Cluze, would you like to just throw one out so I can not react to it?
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, come on.
Cool.
Do it anyway. Come on. Just give me one.
Link's Awakening.
Ha! I can't afford Link's Awakening. Don't be silly. That's a brand new Nintendo first-party game.
Yeah. No. You're going to play Link's Awakening on an old green and black Game Boy. With your phone over it to record it.
You gotta have the light on my phone pointed at it so I can see the damn screen. I'll be like playing it like this. Anyway,
You're just gonna go up to the webcam and you're gonna be like, look at that.
Look, check
It's
this
really
out.
hard. You see when I put the bomb on the arrow? Now it's blowing up over there.
Anyway, like I said, it's going to be a long-running stream and video series that will start sometime next month. Yeah, so I'm very, very excited. But with that, we're going to be done with this episode. So, hey, if you want to help support what I do, Manapool Productions is a Patreon-supported endeavor. And I could not do it without all of you helping keep the lights on. Well, not helping, keeping the lights on while I keep churning out this, frankly, ridiculous amount of content. So, let's see. We've got at least one YouTube video every day. Streams like 4 times a week. 2 podcasts a week. It's nuts. Sorry, 5 times a week for the streams. Right? Tuesday and Sunday? Yeah. Theoretically, I stream all the other nights. And I take Tuesday and Sunday off. But anyway. So, you can go to patreon.com/themanapool, sign up as a lifeguard, and that really is the most direct way to help out. You can also subscribe here on Twitch. If you've got Amazon Prime, then you've got Twitch Prime. You get a free subscription token every month. Feel free to throw it at me. But if you don't, please throw it at somebody, preferably a smaller streamer. We appreciate it more. Like 1 sub is a significant percentage of our total, income, compared to, say, someone with thousands of subs. I'm just saying. What was the other thing I was saying? Right. But the perks you can get on Patreon are, let's see, you can get Manapool episodes and YouTube videos early. You can get the odds and ends, which is behind-the-scenes nonsense that Cluze has been alluding to here and there. That is uncensored and unfiltered. It's just us talking about whatever comes to mind, figuring out what's going to be on the show, or talking about whatever movies we've just watched or nonsense or whatever. Cluze making fun of me. It's just all of that. Yeah. Plus you get to hear Cluze swear, which is always a plus.
It does happen, yeah.
Yeah. And the Mythic Lifeguard tier gets you the sponsorship shout out on both podcasts and on the end screen for all the YouTube videos. So I would like to now thank our Mythic Lifeguards: Jason Doan, Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Lance Delicious, Team Hillis, how are you? Connor Kennedy, John Morris, Alex Gonzalez, Scuzzo, Jeff Spencer, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Sophia Bertain, Casey, Faye and Says, Danny Liao, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansen, Jason Kaus, Gothic Man, Stark Maximum, John Parker, Violet Moon, Beardy Man, damn it, I couldn't make it. Dan Holm, Bartle, Sarah Jane, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Oh, what did I only missed 4 before I ran out of breath.
Mike takes all of our breaths away.
He really does.
Fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you can add your name to that list, and I will be out of breath.
If you want to help contribute to Chewy's diminishing lung capacity, you can sign up.
Yeah.
And I'll have to say your name. If you have a really long name, it'll be even funnier.
One of these days, I will. Now, I have made it through this list a couple times without taking a breath, but by the end, it's like, Aaron Goodwine. And,
His father!
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so with that, we will be done with Monday Night Magic number 671. I hope that you all have enjoyed it, and maybe cut the new format some slack until Watsy screws it up. Maybe. Or don't. It's up to you. But the axiom always applies. Let people like things. It's fine. Yeah. So with that, we will be done. So thank you all so very much for joining us, and go play some Magic.